They weren't supposed to find it. The house had been empty for 30 years. And yet, sitting in the middle of the floor, was a rocking chair, still moving. What investigators discovered inside that house, and 6 others just like it, will make you question everything you think you know about the objects in your own home. Welcome to Cursed Legends Vault, the channel where we open the doors no one else dares to. I'm your guide into the darkness. If this is your first time here, you picked the wrong night to start watching. Let's go. Object number 1, the Dybbuk Box. In 2003, a man named Kevin Manis bought what he thought was an old wine cabinet at an estate sale in Portland, Oregon. The previous owner, a Holocaust survivor who had kept it locked her entire life, and begged that it never be opened. He opened it. Inside, 2 pennies from the 1920s, a lock of hair, a dried rosebud, and a goblet engraved with Hebrew letters. Within weeks, Manis reported night terrors, unexplained bruising, the smell of cat urine and jasmine that followed him everywhere. He gave it away. Every owner that followed reported the same symptoms, the same nightmares, the same smell. It's now kept inside a sealed vault. Some say you can still hear scratching from inside. Object 2. A painting. It sold on eBay in 2000 for $1,025. But the listing came with a warning. The sellers claimed figures in the painting moved at night, that the boy would leave the canvas entirely and be found standing in their bedroom. Parents who bought it reported their children screaming in the night, pointing at the walls. One family said their daughter stopped speaking for 2 weeks after seeing it. It's called The Hands Resist Him. The artist, Bill Stoneham, painted it in 1972, inspired by a childhood photo of himself. He later said every person who owned the original painting died shortly after. Object 3. Robert the Doll, Fort East Martello Museum, Key West, Florida. He sits in a glass case. He wears a tiny sailor suit. He holds a miniature stuffed lion, and according to hundreds of documented accounts, he moves on his own. He was given to a young boy named Robert Eugene Otto in 1904, allegedly by a Bahamian servant who practiced voodoo. Neighbors claimed they saw Robert's face change expressions through the window. The boy's parents heard giggling coming from his locked room at night and furniture overturned. To this day, visitors to the museum report their cameras malfunctioning, unexplained nausea, and hearing a low, childlike laugh when they turn their backs on his case. The museum receives letters of apology from guests who mocked him, begging for their bad luck to end. Object 4. A mirror that has never been cleaned, because what appears in it shouldn't be there. The Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana is considered one of the most haunted homes in America, built on a Tunica burial ground in 1796. Inside hangs a massive antique mirror that belonged to the Woodruff family. After the murders of Cleo Woodruff and her 2 children, they say the spirits were trapped inside the mirror before anyone could open the windows to release them. Look closely at photographs of this mirror and you'll see it. Handprints, shapes, faces, pressed against the glass from the other side. Paranormal investigators who've stayed overnight report seeing figures move across its surface, even in a room with no one else inside. Object 5. Bunk beds, just bunk beds. Bought second-hand by the Tallman family of Horicon, Wisconsin in 1987. Within weeks of bringing them home, their children began waking up screaming, not from nightmares, but from something they said was sitting on the beds with them. The family reported seeing a figure appear in their garage, a skeletal shape with burning red eyes that spoke to them in a voice like crackling fire. The house itself began catching fire repeatedly, with no explanation. The family eventually burned the beds in their backyard, and the haunting stopped immediately, just like that, gone. The story was so disturbing it aired on Unsolved Mysteries. The family never bought used furniture again. Object 6. An Italian vase carved from silver, found in a wooden box in 1988, buried inside the walls of a house near Napoli, Italy. A note with the vase read, "Beware. This vase brings death." The family that found it thought it was a joke. They gave it to their son as a gift. He died within 3 months. It passed to his uncle, dead within 4 months. A pharmacist bought it at auction, dead within 2 months. The Italian government eventually seized the vase after 3 more deaths and attempted to donate it to a museum. Every museum refused it. Its current location is classified. It has not been seen publicly since 1988. And Object 7, the one that started with a murder, the Conjure Chest, 1800s, Lexington, Kentucky. A slave named Jacob was beaten to death by his enslaver, a man named Hoskins, for poorly crafting a cedar chest. Before he died, the other enslaved people placed a death curse on the chest, filled with owl feathers, ground insects, and a death hex. Hoskins was the first to die. 17 members of his family followed, over decades, all who possessed the chest. It was eventually donated to the Kentucky History Museum, where it sits today behind glass. 3 museum employees assigned to handle it have died since it arrived. The museum has a policy now. No one touches the Conjure Chest alone. 7 objects, 7 houses, hundreds of lives changed or ended. These aren't campfire stories. These are documented cases, museum exhibits, police reports. So the next time you walk past something old at a flea market, an estate sale, a house clearance, ask yourself, why did the last owner let it go? The vault stays open. New evidence arrives every week. Subscribe if you dare. And I'll see you on the other side. Lock the door behind you.